I'm Jay Jackson. Coming up, I'm going to show you how I lost 80 pounds in less than 9 months and how you can do it too. Welcome to episode 16 of the ChoZen FroZen.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Baby, bounce.
And welcome to the episode, everybody. Episode 16 here of the ChoZen FroZen, where we plan to change the way the world eats, one person at a time, one meal at a time. Now, before we start anything, please hit that subscribe button, click that little bell for our notifications. Also hit like, and then please share this with friends. If you've seen our videos before, you know I break this down into 3 different segments. I talk about the mathematics of weight loss. That's where I give you some real clear numbers as far as how my weight loss journey has gone. And then I talk about the practice of weight loss, and that's where I show you how I put those numbers into a routine and got into a rhythm of losing weight. And then finally we talk about the ChoZen. That's the section where I'm talking to the more advanced ChoZen FroZen subscribers. If you've seen these videos before, you can skip past the first 2, hover your cursor over that little red timeline, and then a blue graphic will pop up that says the ChoZen. You can skip ahead to that. That's where I give you a few more tips as far as being on the ChoZen FroZen program. Also, we give you our recommended frozen food. Now, first things first, you want to download the MyFitnessPal app, also a Noom app if you haven't seen. Any one of these apps are fine, or any apps similar to this where you can punch in certain metrics such as your age, weight, height, gender, activity level, and then it will spit out a number as far as your total calories you should have every day that you will lose weight with, and that's very important to have because you will be tracking calories. Tracking calories remains one of the easiest ways to lose weight, and that's certainly what we do here. Now let's get into the mathematics of weight loss. Very simple. I say it all the time. Weight loss is just a matter of numbers. I consume 300 calories every 3 hours, every day, up to 2,000 calories. Every 3 hours, I consume 300 calories, up to 2,000 calories, anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 calories. Now, let me give you some backstory here. These are pictures from October 2018, where I was 310 pounds, completely out of control, blood pressure through the roof. And I'll keep in mind, living a great life on TV shows, movie sets, going around the country, recognized public figure, but my blood pressure was out of control, and I was just one step away from the grave, is what my doctor was telling me. And so anyway, we put together these numbers as far as weight control, and these numbers also match what turned out to be a guy who was kind of a fitness guru in all of this, Jorge Cruz. In fact, the real fitness Cruz, he came up with this 3-hour diet back in 2005, didn't even know this, and our numbers seem to match. Very similar program. So if you want real details on a 3-hour diet plan, you know, get one of his books. He has millions of copies sold, and he really is kind of the godfather of this program, although we didn't know that he was doing this, but it really matches up to what I have been doing, and the success speaks for itself. 80 pounds gone in less than 9 months, and it was really very simple. Simply counting the math, 300-ish calories every 3 hours, every day, up to 2,000 calories, anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 calories. And that is pretty much the mathematics of weight loss. Now let's talk about the practice of weight loss. Practice is simple, something you do over and over again until you get it right, and that's what weight loss is under the ChoZen FroZen program. What we do is break this down, of course, into 3-hour time slots, right? 300-ish calories every 3 hours, up to 2,000 calories. Well, if you have a limited amount of time from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, so your clock starts from the time you have your first meal. My first meal happens to be generally at 8 o'clock, and so 3 hours after that, it's another 300-ish calories, that's 11 o'clock, and then it's 2 o'clock, and then it's 5 o'clock, and then again it's 8 o'clock p.m., and I'm having 300-ish calorie meals in all of those different time slots, and that's how you keep your fat burner going, and that's the most important thing, to keep your metabolism going at a steady rate throughout the day, and it will be eating fat throughout the day. You don't want to give it too many calories. That will bog it down. Anything over, say, 450, 500 in a 3-hour time, that's too many calories. You're going to slow it, bog it down. If you give it too few calories with these restrictive type diets, then again, you're going to slow it down because the engine's going to stall. You want to keep it in that sweet spot, 300-ish calories every 3 hours. For me, it's 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. For you, if you're an early starter, say 7 o'clock, then it's going to be 7 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock. If you're a late starter, then it's going to be 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You're eating 300-ish calorie meals in all of these different time slots, and that will keep your fat burner going. And then once you get into the rhythm of that, it will be very simple. You will be able to know when it's time to eat without even looking at the clock. Your body will tell you, okay, it's time to refuel the fat burner, and that's how you get into the practice of weight loss.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Baby, bounce.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ChoZen. Again, this is for the people who are advanced in the ChoZen FroZen program. People who have been doing this for a while. They're losing the weight. They're getting lots of compliments. Their clothes aren't fitting. They have to get a new wardrobe. People who have been doing this for a while and got into the practice of weight loss, where you're into the rhythm of understanding your 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or whatever time you start eating, and then 3 hours after that you're eating 300-ish calories. You're used to that. You know that the weight is coming down, and then you know that you are well on your way to controlling weight, which is the most important thing about the ChoZen FroZen program. Now let's talk about some things that I'm hearing as far as questions from different people as far as what should I do about some issues that are coming up with the ChoZen FroZen. Number one is, what can I eat, what can I not eat? The number one thing is, you can eat anything you want. Absolutely anything you want. There are 0 food restrictions on the ChoZen FroZen program. And the reason for that is it is very important for people to satisfy cravings. People who are dealing with being overweight, 50, 60, 70 pounds, you know, we got this way pretty much because we graze. We eat all the time because those cravings pop up, and then it goes from one to another. Well, it's still very important to satisfy those cravings, but if you can get it all in one shot, 300-ish calories at, you know, a certain time, then you satisfy those cravings. So that's why I say you can eat anything you want. The restriction diets, yeah, they work, you know, for the short term, but you see a lot of people who don't keep on that for more than 2 or 3 years, you know, such as the ketos or the Atkins or the South Beach diets or any of these type of fasting diets where you have to restrict yourself. I'm not knocking them. They are good programs, and some people do need them, but in the long term, you really just have to say, I'm just going to control the calories. And if you have it on a regimented time, then it's very easy to do that, because a 300-ish calorie meal will keep you full pretty much for 3 hours, and then it will also keep your fat burner going at a steady rate, and that is the most important thing. So 0 food restrictions. You can have absolutely anything you want. You can have your burritos, you can have wine, you can have your sugars, you can have your breads, you can have pies, anything you want, daiquiris, drinks. Just keep it to 300-ish calories every 3 hours, every day, up to 2,000 calories, really between 1,500 and 2,000 calories. But of course, there are better choices. Now, you can make food yourself at home. You can go to the store, buy some fresh meats or fresh foods and fresh vegetables, cook that all up, or go to a restaurant. And, you know, the problem is that becomes tedious and it becomes expensive. Now, if you're fine with that, go ahead and do it that way. But I always recommend the frozen foods. Now, the reason I say frozen foods is because a lot of people think these are the old hungry man kind of, you know, dinners filled with all kind of preservatives and high levels of sodium. Well, the modern frozen food is really a wonder of food science. I mean, you can get pretty much all the nutrients you need in a day in, you know, a few of the frozen foods, and that's why I go with them, and they have been very helpful for me, and they really are the pillar, the foundation of the ChoZen FroZen, as far as, you know, staying on this program in case you have a situation where you can't get to any type of regular food or a restaurant. Really go with the ChoZen FroZen recommended frozen foods. And in this case, this is a new one. This is a P.F. Chang's Thai-style chicken, white rice bowl with chicken breast, cauliflower, red bell peppers, roasted sweet potatoes, and scallions with the Thai-style curry sauce. This one was great. This was excellent. I've never had it before, and it's only 280 calories, so it fits right into the ChoZen FroZen 300-ish calorie program or requirement. Now, this Thai-style chicken, like I said before, it was excellent. Let's get into how we put this together. Of course, we do the basics, pop it in the microwave, make sure that we follow the instructions. In this case, it's going to be microwave on high, 4.5 to 5.5 minutes. And the best thing about this, you don't have to vent it, and it's just a one-time microwave. You know, you put it in, you don't have to bring it out, stir it, put it back, or anything like that. So that's why I do like this one. I'll be getting this one in the future. And of course, we plate our food. We don't eat it out of the tray or the bowl. We plate it, and I put it on a bed of baby spinach. And the reason I do that, of course, is because I like the way the spinach tastes when it's melted down. I don't like it as a green salad, but when it's melted down, it turns kind of into an herb, and that's why I cover it with the food. Put the food right on top of it and cover it and let it steam inside there for a little while, and then pull it out, and then you have this nice, beautiful melted spinach that mixes right in with the rest of the food, and it just adds a great texture, a great flavor, and more importantly, It's great roughage for this type of meal. Now, if you've seen our videos before, you know what I do. I season these based on the color of the meal, not the flavor, not the taste. I season it based on the color, and in this one, we got a lot of colors. You can go to the box, or you can look right at the meal. You can see, first thing that jumps out, we have that very yellow color, so I'm gonna go with yellow curry. Curry powder is great on that, and that matches the color, and it brings out the color. We see the orange in some of the carrots there, and that's where I'm gonna go with cayenne pepper. We see red in the red bell peppers. I'm gonna go with chili powder here. That's an interesting little flavor. And then with the greens, we see some cilantro. We're gonna put cilantro in there. That's a green seasoning or herb that's gonna work very well with this. And then of course we got the white rice and the chicken, and that's where we go with some garlic salt. And that's an excellent meal. I have to tell you, this is one of my favorites. First time I had this, and I truly do enjoy it, truly did enjoy it. So let's go over the seasonings one more time. For our yellow color, we have yellow curry powder. For our orange color carrots, we got the cayenne, which is orange color. For our red color bell peppers, we're gonna go with chili powder, which is a reddish kind of seasoning. For our green salad, and then also there's some scallions in there. We're gonna match that up with cilantro to highlight that type of green. And then finally for the white rice, and then for the chicken, white color, whitish color, we're gonna go with garlic salt to match those colors. And this one, once again, a wonderful little 280 calories. Now, in review, this is how the FroZen or the ChoZen FroZen works. 300-ish calories every 3 hours, every day, up to 2,000 calories. You're going to lose weight. I did it. You can see it. I've been showing people over the months that it happened. I show you these pictures. People are blown away by the dramatic transformation. Even people who know me and see me every day see it happening. It's not one of those situations where if you haven't seen me in a while, you say, wow, I can't believe it. Well, it's people who see me every day who recognize the transformation. I tell them simply what it is. It's 300-ish calories every 3 hours, every day, up to 2,000 calories. I eat at very specific times. If I start at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to eat at 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then finally I'm going to eat at 8 o'clock, another 300-ish calories. If you start at 7 o'clock, it's the same thing. 3 hours after your first meal. 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And finally, 9 o'clockers, you're going to start at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And that's how you get into this rhythm of losing weight, this practice of being on a schedule of losing weight. Because at the end of the day, weight is about health. It's not about cosmetics or how you look. It's about health. And that weight is the most important thing in your life if you don't have any other type of more serious illness, because it will determine your healthiness. Excuse me. Speaking of healthiness, swallowed wrong there. But, your weight is key. So, people will say, I don't do microwave foods. Well, I don't want to do heart attacks and strokes. So if it's that's going to help me stay away from that type of illness, if I have to eat these microwave foods and I know the exact calorie count, well, then that's what I'm going to do, because it's just a matter of, that's priority in my life, trying to stay healthy. So that's why I say that I recommend the frozen foods. You know exactly what the calorie count is. It fits right in the 300-ish calories where you're keeping that metabolism going, and you'll live a longer, happier, healthier life. That's it for episode 16. Thanks for tuning in one more time. I'm Jay Jackson. Bon appetit.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Baby, bounce. Come on, bounce, bounce, bounce. Baby, bounce for me. I like the way it snap back. Can I put it on Snapchat? Make it go clap, clap, clap. I'm gonna need a nap, nap. Got the bed squeaking. Baby girl, you freaking. No need for speaking. Look back, get a peeking. Tell me how you lie.